we go. I think this is a nice starting point.
I think so.
That enough for you, sir?
That is more than enough.
Actually.
That's a lot of
Didn't
wine.
spill any on the ground, did I? No, perfect.
It's fine, the rug will
The rug will drink it.
The rug will drink it.
Well, hello everyone.
Hello.
We are so back. Ish.
Backer than ever.
Backer than ever.
Backer than ever.
Bigger, backer.
Stronger than ever. Stronger than ever.
So how is everyone at home?
Hope you're well.
Yeah.
Hope you're snugly.
How are you? That's it. Oh, fuck. Sorry, supposed to be in the face.
I'm good.
How are you?
I'm backer than ever. Feeling healthy. It's the summer's come out.
The sun has come out, and we love it.
It's hot as fuck in
It
here.
is hot as fuck in here, but that's because of our sweet fire that we have installed in this house.
Like an 80s porno in the Swiss Alps.
Yeah. Burt Reynolds, line in front of it.
Just a naked butt and an alpaca rug.
Oh, an alpaca.
That's what
That's
I
like
want.
a tiger, mouth open, mouth agape.
Oh,
Good enough to stick your
not
tongue.
only the mouth. Not only the
Asshole.
mouth. Asshole. Okay. I just want to start with, you know, a cheers to us,
Yeah.
the remaining members.
Yeah.
Out of what I wanted to mention was a process of elimination by first having, you know, Ashley Carter live into this beautiful
Oh, you're
space.
talking about the house situation. I thought you meant why he's no longer around.
Oh, no,
We don't talk
about that. So first Ashley Carter living on the couch here in this very room for quite a few months.
A bad couch.
Then horrible couch, a stain-ridden, foul beast of a couch.
A bit of black light on that.
Gone. Hopefully burned or brought somewhere to die.
Yeah.
On a big mountain of trash where it belongs. And then we had Jamal Price, who lived here for a year and a half.
Is that still in the court?
I think that's I can't legally. Legally, I can't talk about that. And now you're here.
I'm here. I'm living
against
here.
your worst nightmares.
This is my worst nightmare.
Fear. You'll never get out.
I'll never get out.
You're stuck in here.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. It's lovely to be here. It is a tradition to live in this home.
I think only in acts of true desperation has it brought you here, but in a good way that you found yourself to.
I don't want to gloat, but I think I've had it the best. Because I have a bed. I'm not sleeping on a sofa bed.
No.
Or a sofa that turns into a bed. You know,
That was their own choice.
I've created and crafted a place for me to sleep.
Yeah.
Much like Steve.
No
from the Great
chiropractors
Company.
involved.
No chiropractor needed,
no
baby.
pain.
I got a beautiful mattress.
Yeah.
That I got from a place called, I'm not even joking, it was like nextdaydeliverymattresses.com.
And did they?
They did.
Oh, they did.
Knock on the door next morning, my man.
They're living on their word. Yeah. You don't get that much these days.
You don't.
No.
You know, I don't want to get into it because it's a whole other thing, but there are a lot of mattress shops out there. And it's one of those things where you don't purchase a mattress often. And it's rattled me for years.
Yeah, they've always been such an expensive thing. I used to not really care about them much.
No.
My original mattress when we moved in here, like, I want to say 4 years ago, but it might be, it's way more than that. Christ, I've been living here for so long. But yeah, it came, I went to go pick the bed up from the lady off Facebook Marketplace. It was a free bed, right? Just had to assemble. And I got all the parts, and I got the mattress in. I was like, great, the full shebang. And she went, oh, I almost forgot the brick. I went, what do you mean the brick? And she said, this is the one thing that keeps the whole bed intact. I still have that brick.
Yeah.
And,
Good luck.
and you place it in the middle at the bottom of both of the, I suppose, wooden length halves of the bed. And sometimes the brick do slip during circumstances, if you know what I mean.
When you're scared?
When I'm very scared of the noises outside, and I forget who she is. So I got the brick in the bed, but the mattress came with it too. And she said, "Oh no, it's fine. It's like we haven't used it much." And I went, "Don't say that.
Yeah.
I don't want to know."
Yeah.
He's standing in the back there in the kitchen watching me. He's probably wanting me to fuck his wife.
Maybe. You don't know. You don't know in situations like that. You go to someone's place, off Facebook Marketplace, and you're like, is this a hookup now? You know? I remember when we picked our sofa up and we went to that care home. And I was like,
you made me wait outside for like an hour and a half.
Except to drop the
don't worry, we'll be back soon. Cool. Stuck in a car park.
Yeah, you
on just on a sofa. Most of the locals.
Outside of a care home.
People, right, man. You're right, pal. And I was like, yep, just waiting for my friends. I have a home, but this is going to be...
Well, it's because he got stuck in the door. So I don't know how Ash got it back out the place, but getting it in was difficult. So we were manoeuvring in all sorts of ways. But we had that other chair that you could roll out, which was quite nice. An Autobot, but this one was in two halves. You had to assemble it in the middle.
Don't I know it? And then today, I went outside of your place and I saw half of it taken, but the other half was still there.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know what happened there, but it's a nice chair to have.
I hope the other half gets taken by someone else, and then the whole story unfolds as them trying to find each other eventually. That'd be really cute. It is a rom-com.
Meet cute,
Like cum-stained rom-com.
Yeah. There's no cum stains in this.
You don't know that.
Well, not from us.
Not from you.
That's the reason why we don't talk about Ash. Relates to that. Look it up, Wales Online. Shout out to Wales Online.
No free promo. Sponsor us. The big W. I'd like to actually dive into the statistics.
Okay, that's good.
Of which I looked up today in preparation for the pod.
So I think it has been obviously hard for everyone. We've been various different worlds.
We've been gone for so long.
We have been fine for our life.
The fuck is at the door?
Someone's at the door.
Allez. Statistic time.
Statistic, baby.
Statistic time.
Shout out to Nick Grant, though. Shout out.
Yeah. No.
He's still got it.
I thought you did some shit.
No, he's cool. And he was good in Bridget Jones.
Okay.
He was a saving grace in that film.
I'll take your word for it. So, my pod statistics, right? These are actual facts. There aren't many facts, but they surprised me.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
So, in our 2 odd years of Going Nowhere, we only made 6 episodes of the pod.
Yeah.
Only 6.
Which is
I
nice.
thought we at least hit 10.
No, because we kept making them, but
chance.
we were drunk and we couldn't use them.
Yeah.
Because we had to shout through.
Yeah.
There's several uncut versions out there.
There might be some more out there. Oh yeah, and that time where we brought everyone back. Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah. Of those 6 episodes, we got 523 views.
Per episode?
No. And from those 523 views, we received 2 comments.
Do we have the comments?
From those 2 comments, both of them were from our accounts.
Oh, okay.
So I think we're in a pretty good place.
We're in a good place to start again.
Yeah, and I think, much like 9/11,
okay, cut.
we can build it from the ground up.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity.
Well, this is a reboot, isn't it?
And that's why I'd like to talk about investing.
Yeah.
Now, if you're listening, we've got a great deal for you.
We're launching a new coin.
Yeah, Zoinka Doink coin.
It's called Carter coin. If anyone asks, it's attached to his name. If it all goes down, it's attached to his name too.
Yup.
You can find the link here.
We don't have anything to do with it.
No. We're just a mouthpiece.
We are.
We're just Sooty and Sweep, just sock puppets for that man. Hand up our asses.
Lot of Asian accents.
I don't want to bring that up.
From me. Yeah, everything's still the same. Nothing's changed. We're still
pieces of shit.
Still pieces.
Still big old
Such
piece of shit.
Such a piece of shit.
shit.
Such a fucking piece of shit. But Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay though.
Nah, it ain't. Bit aside. Let's not vape. That's a childish thing to do. Vaping kills.
Sponsor me.
Crystal, Lost Mary, Elf Bars, reach out to me. No other brand. No.
What would the worst brand be?
The worst brand for a vape? What, as in like a brand in general, or
Like, what's the
flavour?
scummiest fucking vape brands that you'd be like,
Views?
you think?
Yeah, I think Views taste like shit. Views is disgusting.
Yeah,
I've had a Views when I'm at my lowest, and it feels it.
but
But I've got one to help me get off them. Because what the fuck is going on out there?
loads of flashing lights.
Yeah, nothing good. I should be hide the gun.
Or aim it at them.
Yeah.
Ale,
You know, fuck it.
fuck it.
Fuck it, we bought, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What are those like see-through ones? What are those?
Oh, crystals.
Are they, yeah, that's definitely the
No,
strongest.
no, I
Imagine
think-
promoting that.
No, crystal is a night out. Because
Night out vape.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like if I'm out and
It looks glam.
yeah, and it lights
looks-
things up as well. That is also
They
a
all
low
do,
point.
right?
Yeah, but the light's different on each one.
Ah.
It was a low point in my life. Using the vape light to try and find, maybe it was my phone, just on the floor and all four. There it is.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
That's not good.
No. But it's a set. Hey! Keep it fucking down out of there!
Trying to do some shit here,
Try to
man.
do something, man.
Christ. It's already off to a bad
Fucking-
I'm gonna do another rep. I'm
Yeah,
scoring
yeah.
another 3 points from the baseline if that's a
Mhm.
thing. I'm 50 feet away from throwing that 3-pointer and
Hold me down.
I'm oh no.
Shout out to Creed.
Great. Why is that such a revival now? Why
I don't know.
Why is everyone basing their personality off that kind of shit?
It's
You see
not-
it everywhere. But it's
Yeah.
not just Creed. It's like 50% slowed down Creed, and it's always dudes crying in the rain. Yeah.
It's that.
What's up with that, man?
I found this playlist, which I do quite like to listen to when I'm working in the kitchen, called the Fuck Yeah playlist.
Nice.
And it's like Freebird. It's got a bit of Creed. It's got a bit of Soundgarden. It's every song your girlfriend hates.
yeah.
But you want to scream it at top volume, and I don't think you should be able to scream them in public or play them in public, because apart from Freebird, some of them just don't
Yeah.
really slap the same. But when you're doing your own thing, Creed is my Sabrina Carpenter. No, I'm kidding, I love
That's
Sabrina
not true.
Carpenter. No,
Sabrina Carpenter all the time.
I love that woman. Amazing.
Yeah.
Recession pop is back.
Yeah, it's that whole shoegaze era. It's the 90s coming back.
Yeah, the 90s
Also,
is coming
super
back.
big revival in like VHS cameras and stuff.
I've noticed
I mean,
that,
not even
yeah.
VHS cameras, like camcorders.
Yeah.
They're going for crazy money on eBay, and I'm like, dude,
And everyone's nan's got one. So
yeah,
that's good.
just ask your nan.
Yeah.
Just ask
Just
your nan.
ask your nan.
I'll ask your nan.
Yeah, ask your nan about anything.
Ask your nan.
Nans are a fountain of knowledge.
They are.
They've always seen shit. There's always a bit of trauma there. You tell you think you go, oh. Grandparents in general, to be fair.
We're always yelling.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's because half of them are deaf. I
No,
think they just
no.
like yelling.
But I get it though. I like yelling.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
socially acceptable to yell. all the
No,
time.
no, but if you're old as fuck, then
You're
yell
allowed.
away.
You're allowed to get away with
Yell
a lot.
away.
What
Yeah,
things
yeah.
You get away with being when you're old.
Pissing in public.
Pissing at racism. Yeah.
Just being a prick in general.
You're allowed to be a
not
prick
giving a
when you're
shit.
old.
Just not giving a shit. Being strange. You can make noises as an old person
Old
in
people
public,
always sing
on the
in the
bus.
street. Yeah.
No one bats an eye. They're like, they're just old.
They're just old.
Baby.
They're on their way out.
He's broken.
Yeah.
He's broken out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Lying about things. I saw the Beatles. You didn't. Fucking liar.
I am the Beatles.
We went to the moon. Liar. Can't go up there.
I
seen it.
prove that, man.
Yeah. They couldn't even send Katy Perry up there. Why? Because it's not real.
The moon's not real.
I don't know, man.
They're projecting some shit out there,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the bat signal. Is that what it is?
do you love?
Is that Batman?
Yeah, 60s
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
I again, this is completely off topic. I love flat earthers. I love reading things about, and I love the
It's a
rebuttal
good
between
bit.
them.
It's a really good
It's
bit.
a good bit. It's when
It's
people go
such a
too
good
far
bit.
into it though.
Yeah.
And like, someone goes, the Earth is flat. Explain X, Y, Z.
Mm.
And then someone explains it, and they go, no. Do you remember that guy we worked with? He was a flat earther. I can't remember the show.
Was it a flat earther or was he a COVID denier?
No, there was two. There was one of them as well.
We meet so many bad people.
There's a few of them
We
bobbing
meet
around.
so many bad people.
This guy, they asked him to explain why the moon being flat, and he just went, no. So you believe you gotta say it. Do you remember?
Was it an Asian guy?
Yeah, let's cut that bit.
No, because there was an Asian guy that I was talking to, and this was years ago on the show that we met on.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying, because I was walking ahead with him, and we had the COVID denier in the back, calling it the plandemic and all that kind of stuff. Also, plandemic, I'll give that to them. That's
Goes hard,
hilarious.
goes hard.
It's such
It's
a
really
good-
bad, but it goes
it
hard.
says exactly what you mean, and
Whoever thought of that?
If you want
fire.
you want to immediately make everyone turn on you in the room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the pandemic.
Everyone. So many like little negative things above your head, like Sims. Everyone's pissed.
Yeah.
Even people in the next
really
room are like,
yeah.
Why am I suddenly
Come
angry?
on. Yeah. No, this guy was. I was like, you don't believe in any of that, do you? And he was like, no, COVID's very real. The moon isn't though. And I went,
Great.
what do you mean? And he was like, yeah, and Mars. Like, how do we know? And I was like, because there's scientific research. He was like, yeah, but how do we know?
Sent a probe out
And I was
there.
like, because
A probe that sings to itself.
these people are like, they're doctors and stuff. And he's like, but how do you know? Like, how do we know?
Which I get,
and
like,
I'm like,
to a degree,
and the
fair.
more that he says,
Yeah.
how do we know? I'm like, but actually, how do I know? Because all I'm doing really is accepting the word of another man. And if, such as us, we're talking right now, you could tell me something that I have no idea about, and I could go, wow, that's really interesting. I'll
But
probably
to
tell the
second
next person I meet about that.
But I think that's how most knowledge is passed. Usually in a pub, someone goes, Shaun of the Dead, do you know dogs can't look up? And you just believe that for the rest of your life. Someone tells you something, you go, yeah, a man in a pub told me one time, this can't happen.
Yeah.
And if shit happened, you go, oh,
No.
and my back is sweating.
I'm so hot.
Yeah, it's so hot.
It is
That
so
as well. It's disgusting. This is gross. But the older I get, the more I'm like, I'm sweating in places I didn't realise I could sweat.
Yeah.
Like, back of my thighs, they get warm.
Yeah, what's
My
that
back-
all about?
Yeah.
I never sweat from
In
there.
your knee pits?
Your knee pits, I like that.
No, you shouldn't.
No?
Yeah, you go.
You've got a real redneck look to you right now, holding the gun. It's nice.
Yeah. I'm at my daughter's wedding.
For anyone watching, all three of you, or maybe even four, maybe
Yeah.
just one. Maybe we're just speaking to ourselves right
Could
now.
be.
This is a real gun,
Yeah.
an actual gun.
It's from Duolingo outside.
It's from Devante's grandfather, who was a spy.
Yeah.
He brought it over from Czechoslovakia
From a dead man.
during the First World War. He lived to be 158.
We don't know how, but I don't know, there's speculation that there's vampirism in my family. Because he had this weird thing. He had to travel in a box with soil from his homeland. Otherwise he freaks out.
Which makes sense.
Yeah,
I
thought
keep
was normal.
a bit of dirt on me at all times.
Do you know how much dirt I brought with me from Basildon? It's filled with glass, but it's all over my bed.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
keeps me
needles,
sleeping.
little
There's all
needles.
sorts of things in there. Mites. We've got a Hollywood sign that says Basildon.
yeah.
What else do we have? We have the Rat Man. We got a lot going on in Basildon, man. There's a lot of good things. I think more people should go. Shout out to Basildon. Shout out to everyone there.
The Big B.
The Big B.
The Big B.
You got Baz Vegas, which isn't
I
as good as
live.
it was.
Baz
But Baz Vegas was a thing back in the day. You had all these clubs lined up. You had Chicago's. That was for like the older ladies, the yummy mummies. Then you had like a 3-tier club. Well, it was like 4 tiers, but there was jumping jacks at the bottom. That was like They had phone parties in there. You come out, you stink.
Some dude's going in there just for a wash.
I presume you come out
The whole
dirty,
homeless
man.
community.
It was nasty.
I might do Ramadan.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like yeah.
You missed it.
Yeah, I'll do it next
That's my idea. That's great. You've missed it. You're just here for Eid.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about my... Well, I don't know if I can say this. So my uncle was Muslim for a little bit.
Yeah. God, I'm sweating like a
Yeah, it's
fucking
so
horse.
Yeah. But then he decided just to stop. But he told people that he was still Muslim during Ramadan. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he did do Ramadan. I don't know that information. But all I know is that he set it up enough that he could... Because I know he wasn't Muslim by the end. But he went to so many like Eid parties because he was just hungry. He does it all the time. He did it for Christmas. He had things lined up, so he had like 6 Christmas dinners.
No.
He would just... Hey, that man's motivated by food, no respect. I don't know what the fuck that was either. What?
I don't know what that was, but I didn't realise it.
I remember like
You know, we were talking about the sounds earlier? That was it.
Yeah, there's a lot of sound.
It's weird. I hope you probably can't hear the sounds that we're hearing right now, but there's a lot of commotion outside.
Yeah, there is.
It feels like a
Gripping,
Friday
yeah.
night, but it's Thursday.
Yeah, but Thursday's New Friday. That's become a thing.
It is when the sun's out. Monday
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be Friday if the
Every
sun's
day,
out.
yeah. I saw the other day, so I got off work around like 4 o'clock, and I usually go sit outside this little coffee shop and chill out for a minute, you know, answer emails, answer texts, all that stuff.
Yeah, there's no one there.
yeah. But
nothing again.
I'm playing Pokemon Go, and while I'm doing that, from the corner of my eye, because there's like a sort of pasture in that sort of area,
Yeah.
all the plants fall over. And I was like, fuck, lady on the ground. People rush over to her. French exchange student runs over to her. I only know that because like he said that to her. Helps her up and stuff. First thing she does, start vaping immediately. I was like, what a queen.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, fair fucks.
Yeah. Hey, get your nicotine.
And then she's there for a bit and she's looking a bit wobbly and I was like, maybe she passed out, maybe something bad happened. Pissed as a fucking fart at 4 p.m. I want to say it was a Monday, but I respect it because it's in the sun. If I saw it in the cold, I'd be like, come on guys.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the sun is almost a 2-for-1 situation because you're always going to get drunk quicker in the sun.
Yeah.
So always subscribe.
Oh, fuck. A scene from Kingsman.
All right, see you around, guys. Yeah.
Free bird playing again. Fired up.
Yeah. Everyone. But first, the child that's running around.
Yeah,
Immediate corner of the table.
Do you know what? Now on the topic of that, I think you should treat kids like dogs in pubs. So
Make
either
them drink from a bowl.
that's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, I think if a pub is child friendly, the dogs are allowed inside. Don't leave them outside.
Yeah.
Thirdly, if they're not, if your kid is acting silly, you should be able to tie them to a pub outside and leave them there. Don't smoke inside because the child might get some smoke up his nose.
Good. I want him.
I'm like, then leave your child outside then.
Yeah.
Because I want to smoke inside.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. I'm not
I
allowed
mean,
to.
nobody- yeah, that's
maybe that's
fighting
me.
laws.
I'm
now.
fighting
You're
laws.
not just fighting mothers and fathers. You're fighting
I'm
laws.
fighting everyone, man.
Yeah.
Fighting all over the world. But like things like that as well. You're in a smoking area, someone's, you know, stay away from them and kids stop. Go home then.
Yeah, fuck
Walk
you.
home, you know your way
It's
home.
10:30. Your child
Yeah.
should be in bed. I know you fed it
Negligent.
3 fucking juice fruits or whatever they're
Yeah.
called. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm about to go snort coke in the bathroom and then...
I don't want to hear a kid run
Yeah.
around when I'm snorting cocaine.
No.
That upsets me.
What's
Do you know
up
what my mum
with
used to say to me? Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about.
Good old-fashioned abuse. Yeah.
It was more of a
Verbal.
threat. Yeah, it was a verbal threat.
Yeah.
Fair. I don't have anything to cry about. I've got it pretty lit right now, you know? I'm eating spaghetti hoops.
My mum would always say, you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Which is why I was a very quiet child.
No, I was always yelling,
Quiet man.
but then she'd beat the shit out of me.
Too damn quiet!
Don't damn quiet, boy.
No, I've always
Say
like
something, you dumb.
going back to the original thing. So we got our friend Biagi in the film.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Prey.
Can you give us a brief synopsis without saying too much?
Okay, so synopsis. It's about a young writer who, after the death of his father, can't seem to get rid of the voice of his father in his head. And then after a violent episode, his aunt puts him in therapy. On his first therapy session, therapist realizes that he doesn't talk much, so he gives him a notebook and he says, write down what you're thinking. It doesn't matter what you write, as long as you're writing.
Yeah.
So he takes the notebook and he's walking towards his bus. He realizes, he looks at his watch, he goes, I've got 45 minutes left. Then he spots a bar across the road. Thinks, I'll just have a drink while I'm waiting. Goes there, has a drink, meets someone that resembles his mother that left when he was younger. He has a couple of drinks, he leaves again, and as he's waiting for his bus, he meets a particular individual who asks him for money. He reluctantly gives him money.
Handsome man.
A beautiful man, played by this guy here, right here. He gives him money, misses his bus again, which causes him to go back into the bar. When he leaves the bar for his final time, he spots that same man that he gives money buying drugs with it across the street. Now his intentions were good, so he doesn't quite understand how the person he gave money to somehow is doing bad with it.
Yeah, which is fair.
So he decides to stalk him like prey. Then he gets to...
I don't want to say too much, I'm worried.
No,
Okay.
I'll get to a point, don't worry. He ends up killing this man, which sparks the inspiration for him to start writing again. And he goes on a series of kills to complete this book that he's writing.
Yeah.
And that's as much as I can say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took about, I think overall, like 4 or 5 months to shoot.
Yeah.
In between of weekends and trying to get money together, and there was a GoFundMe page. Thank you all for donating. It was a huge stretch, and Abdul as well.
Big shout out to Abdul.
Obviously, one of the big masterminds behind it, because I turned to him and we were friends beforehand. We all spoke French with each other, and I heard he wanted to be a producer.
Yeah.
And because he was in that kind of world already with his current position at the time on the series that we were both working on, I said, do you want to give this a shot? I've got a script. And he said, fuck yeah, let's do it. So we did it, and it turned out really good.
Yeah,
so it's currently
the rushes you showed me.
Yeah, it looks really good, and it's so nice to be able to do something professional.
Yeah.
Because you don't really, I think a lot of young and upcoming movie makers, whether you're directing or you're DOPing or anything like that, it's once you have everything lined up and you have a certain vision together that you share, that's when it becomes real. I didn't realize it until the last 3 days of shooting what we had done, because
you're just in the zone. You're just working.
Because we didn't have any money. It was a lot of fun, but it sucked a lot of the time. Stuck in the cold during the winter, freezing cold, wind tunnels. Biagi was a star in it. He really made the thing come to life, and I think everyone was meant to be there that was meant to be there in a weird way, because then it got to those last 2 days, and we all, there was a very special moment that happened that I have never experienced before on set, where they always say movie magic, and there are these moments that you remember. That was one of them, where I was supposed to yell cut because it was the setup for the scene, one of the final scenes, and Biagi just kind of rolled with it and completely went for it, and it was this spark of genius where I hadn't seen his character really come to life until that moment, because it was the descending into madness moment. And we'd done loads of stuff beforehand, but it was crazy, and I had then the father behind like a wall feeding the lines to him, and it all felt it all felt like everyone was kind of just rolling with it, which was a beautiful moment. And
it plays out like theatre, man. When you show
yeah.
everything, it's like,
that's what it
crazy,
felt with. Like that's exactly what it felt like. And in the edit, I've tried to cut back to that, but it's such a special moment. And because he's in it, he's kind of like remembering certain bits of it, but not doing it perfectly the way that it's written, which isn't what I wanted in the first place. But you know, it was such a special moment, and everyone kind of, when I yelled cut eventually, everyone just kind of like clapped, and it was like, oh my god, like Biagi, how did you pull that out of the bag? It was insane. We had some incredibly talented individuals like Attila Akinci, who's amazing at what he does. Liam Reese, who was the DOP.
Love that man.
Slapped. It was incredible. Like big shout out to Morgan Davies as well, who was firsting the whole thing. And I pushed that man well within the boundaries of him dying. He
should have beat you to death.
He should have. If he had the strength. Which he did.
He's a strong man.
Yeah, but he didn't then.
No,
he didn't then.
No.
He's
training now to beat you.
Yeah. Every time I see him, but he didn't have a voice anymore, so he had to get like someone else in that he would tell what to say. It was really like, it was beautiful.
And everyone there, man. It was beautiful. It was like clockwork. Like you had costume and scripts and camera and sound all just syncing up and working together in such a way. The gaffers, everyone was just fun.
Oh my god,
it was a fun shoot, but also so good. Just surrounded by a lot of friends.
So many people.
This is just from like
made it happen, and also like kept me in line, because I'd written it so long ago that it very much felt like I needed a refresher while we were having it. Molly Baldwin, who kept reminding me, where I was like, that's such a dumb fucking line, why is he saying that? Because you wrote it, dickhead. And this refers to that, so he has to say it. And I'd walk off with a strop going, oh, I hate myself. But it's amazing when you can rely on people, especially when you're trying to do and make stuff happen. But people that are there for the love, which is what we wanted. We wanted to be surrounded by people that wanted to be motivated to create something and step out of their comfort zone. And I don't think you get the opportunity in our industry much to step up or do things that you see grown-ups essentially do on a day-to-day basis.
People that you watch growing up doing,
who have literally done it for 20 odd years. To be able to get that opportunity is great, and to really help with the creative vision is I think it's an awesome thing. Everyone worked really hard, and I really respect everyone for it. Time for you, my man. Talk about your endeavours that you've been. Tell us about.
Well, I would like to shout out to Roaches. Premieres tomorrow. Doing our first
No way! Congrats.
Look at tomorrow. Should be good. Very excited for that. Shout out to the gang over there. It's just it's good. Very fun, silly stoner comedy. How to describe it? Two guys just trying to make their way through being drug dealers.
Nice.
My character is the worst, but Ricardo's is
classic.
Classic me. And you
stereotype.
got Jack plays this fantastic character whose name has slipped my mind, even though I know the moment we finish this it will come to me. But Jack is so good. He's so good, but also so good at playing a pathetic little worm.
Love that.
The character's great. Jack
him.
is lovely, but watching him play that character instantly makes you cringe. Love him. But you wanted to ask about something else.
I did, yes.
Sorry, I cut you off because I want to shout out to Roaches.
No.
I'm excited. Big up the Roaches clan.
No, tell us about...
What, Legend Has It?
Yeah, Legend Has It.
Yeah, because it changed its name.
Yes.
It was Land of Legends.
Land of Legends, yes.
So we shot that... When did we shoot that?
A while ago now.
Yeah. So I always felt like it was last November, but it wasn't November before. So what was that, 2023? And we started production stuff in like September, early October, read through and stuff. Worked with a good friend of ours, Rio.
Snedden, the Sneed.
It was it was directed by Neil Johnson, who's done some amazing work, brilliant writer, lovely man, and a great cast, and it's a fantasy film. It's like a fantasy movie that kind of harkens back to like Princess Bride, I would say, a bit Stardusty. I think we're a more modern reference. But yeah.
Reminded me the costumes and vibe a little bit. Have you seen The 100?
No. What is that?
It's a show about it's basically the future, but also kind of the past. There's a nuclear disaster that goes on, so humans go into space, and then they think that, well, they're basically running out of fuel on this spaceship, so they decide to send 100 prisoners back down to planet Earth to see if it's habitable. And when they land, it turns out that loads of people that were still there survived, and they've gone back into tribes and all that kind of. It's really cool. It's worth a watch. But that's what it reminded me of, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, when they were going through everything, they wanted everything to feel. Because my character, we had like these great braids, but then like the top kind of had this sort of teddy boy look to it, where it was like a cool little, I don't know what you'd call it. Just a cool little curl there, that kind of harkened back to the 70s in a way, so it always had this feel of like Willow or something like that is like an old school fantasy movie, like Never Ending Story, something like that, which was real cool to see. And I think the way the story goes as well also harkens back to it. There's good versus evil. You've got, the characters are so like, you've got our heroes, and then on the other side, you have these like two bumbling characters who are quite silly. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Nice. So when is that set to come out?
I'm not too sure. It's had like a limited release in a few indie festivals. One in LA and then one in the London Independent Film Festival this year.
Cool.
So people have seen it. People seem to like it.
Nice.
It's had some good reviews. I think it's something that is definitely missing. Because you think of fantasy film, it's just fun as well.
It's just fun.
What a hard cut. I feel like the fantasy movies these days, everything must be very Game of Thrones, and I get that because things work in trends.
It was one of the biggest things.
Like Bourne Ultimatum comes out. You watch
people are going to
Daniel
make
Craig stuff. You watch Taken. Everyone's trying to do it, so this does something very different and goes, alright, you got your dark fantasy, you got all that, let's just try some light-hearted family fun, and it's good. It was really cool.
How did it feel from obviously stuff that we've done in the past to stepping on a set where people actually get paid for what they do, and there's a budget and you get to be a diva at base and go, I'm not ready I'll get to set when I want to get to set.
No, it was interesting because it didn't. I feel like when I was in uni, I did a lot of short films, and it sounds really weird to say, but the only thing I've noticed jumping from one thing, obviously I wouldn't say professionalism. That doesn't feel right either, but like I feel like it's the same thing but with more people, and just. The camera isn't one rented out from uni, it's a professional fucking like proper like film camera. Oh my god, that's huge. So I feel like the rules are the same. It's just feels bigger, and we shot all of it on location. I think they only had one studio day, but everything was shot outside, which was proper. Again,
where were
old school.
Shooting?
We were shooting in the Forest of Dean. Did a majority of my stuff there. So we were there for like 2 weeks, maybe a bit longer, and then jumped from there to a lot of like coastlines or like mountain ranges, I guess, mountain sort of esque places in Wales.
Nice.
So majority shot in Wales, with just beautiful scenic backgrounds. But like shooting during like October to when did we wrap up? December, maybe early December. Obviously, we fought the weather. There were days when. There was one scene where we were in this sort of alcove in a way, mountains around us, and all the heroes about this campfire, and we're all just kind of exchanging backstory and lore and stuff. It was filmed in this great like dolly that went like 360, so it was going around us all time, so everyone got like their bit. It was just fucking cool. But like, yeah, the rain was just hitting, man. And then like, we had this horse box we were all hanging out in between takes, and then trudging to set through this mud, and just sort of like, that felt like an arduous task to get there. And then you're doing the scene, and then you're walking back, and it was it was fun, man. It was nice to have that feel, because it's like feels like a high budget movie, but in the best way, because all the crew and all the cast, we were all so close.
Yeah.
You know, we were all in it together. Like, when it was raining, you're like, we're all in this shit together, and it's okay. You know, like, we're making this.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of the forest and you're just running for ages, you're like, we're all doing this together. You know, it was fun. It was really cool.
Well, I just remember Rio telling me that she would like stamp your vape into the ground while you were doing a take, trying to break you.
I'd see it from the corner of my eye.
It seems like such a horrible thing.
Horrible thing. Rio heavily bullied me on the set of Legend Has It.
To the point where they almost got a non-existent HR involved.
Well, no, they did.
They did.
She was also in charge of that as well. She had wormed her way up, and she had fired that person as well. She got rid of them, so I don't know how. I know what she said.
So she was HR as well as bullying.
She was HR. She was also head of production by the end of it, because she had caused this dictatorship and a rift between a lot of the cast and crew by the end of it.
Does.
Yeah. What she does best. She's behind a lot of any setbacks that happened on the day. Any complaints that have happened since. Any reviews that you might see come out that people might not like the film. I have to just presume it is Rio behind them.
It must
as
be.
a smear campaign. Not only my friends that I worked with, but also as an attack on myself. I don't know why she hates me. I don't know what I've done to deserve it.
She's going after your career.
She's going after my career. She's going after my friends' career. She's going after people I love.
No one's safe. No one is safe.
I've texted my mum to move to a safe house recently. She is out of where she's from.
It was fine when she was drinking, but now she's calm and collected. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Even when she was drinking, I'd argue it was worse, because she would say worse things. But now, like you said, now she's sober. She's got a calm mind, but unfortunately, there's malice in that. There's
something there. She's out to.
Yeah.
She's out for.
I don't know
she's
out how to say her second name.
You know what? No one ever pronounces
it the same way. She says it to me sometimes, but it's usually like between when she's like raising a fist to hit me, so I don't get it because she's clocked my ear.
And what we think is targeted, I feel like it's not just us; it's everyone that happens to be in her eye line.
Yeah, well, that was it. Like, we had these two fantastic runners working with us, and they were so kind and so generous and just good people. And I enjoyed nothing but spending time with them, because we all discussed it. We all said, because I would say to them, I check in daily and be like, hey guys, how's Rio been? Yeah. And even just the name, we flinched at tears.
Is she here?
You know, they'd be like, do you want a cup of tea? I'd be like, do you want a cup of tea? Do you want to take a seat? Should we talk? Something's happening here.
Yeah, we can go somewhere and come.
There was one day she wasn't present on set, and I've never, like, people were smiling. The sun came out. Yeah. It was cloudy through the whole shoot, and I think that was also her. And I don't want to throw the word witchcraft around in 2025, but yeah, she brings a bad omen with her wherever she goes, and I know the next show she goes on is working with beloved British actors. And I'm worried for them.
God help them.
Yeah.
If there is a God out there, let them be helped by them.
And sort Satan, that is a 4'8" angry Welsh lady. Any more questions? Love you, Rio.
Love you, Rio. The message here today that we're leaving people is not having money is a greater gain than having money. Because when you don't have money, everyone's going to think on their feet. Everyone's going to try and think of creative ways of doing certain things, and that's exactly what you want with a short.
I mean, like, not short anything, a weird way. You watch a great, I don't know, Netflix sci-fi movie, and you're like, that was cool. Then you go back and you watch like Red Dwarf or like classic Doctor Who, and they had like 10 quid and half a day to shoot most of it. And you're like, fuck, there's some really inventive,
Yeah.
funny things. Yeah, sometimes it looks like shit.
It's realistic to think realistic, so go for that known budget situation and
Great
make
shorts,
the best
you
of
know,
it.
you see
you
them
know?
over at Chapter, and
Yeah.
they're like, it's filmed in someone's kitchen because someone had an idea.
Yeah,
I got a friend
most
of
of the
mine,
best things.
very funny chap, Sean. He did this kind of horror film based around a Henry Hoover. That's ridiculous.
Love that.
But I love it.
Yeah.
It's all in black and white. It's amazing.
Perfect.
It's silly.
We made that sketch with the fork.
Yeah.
The fork being the devil and all.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
I've got
Good,
it right
good
now.
reason to. Yeah.
The strangling.
I watched it
sketch.
the other day. I was like, fuck.
All our sketches, they were like thought about a little bit.
Yeah. Have a snuggly night.
Have a snuggly night.
Get that discount of Domino's right on the patch.
Yeah, why not? Treat
But if
yourself.
you don't, we'll leave you with
Fuck.
with kisses and car crashes